Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Aloha. I guess that should be the motto of our live stream from now on. It was for a while. And then we had some Maori greetings, kia ora, but then somehow I forgot. So let's see who's here. And I know Abhi was here when I was trying to load the program up, and it wasn't OBS wasn't catching pictures, so I had to reboot. As soon as I pushed the button, I saw Abhi was here, and he said much love, and thank you very much for that, Abhi. Where are you now? You were first then. You're not here now. Anyhow, I hope you will catch us and see that we're back online. Juanpa says, Pura vida, Meram. Pura vida, Juanpa. Male 25, Costa Rica. Anne Maria Linson says, hi, sir. Well, it's the first time, how are you? It's the first time you're here. And welcome. Could you kindly do me a favor and let me shut this off. And let me know your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. So, and who else do we have here? Abid Pulok, 23, male, Bangladesh. Hello, Abid. How are you, dear? I think I'm having a tea, green tea. I don't know if it's coming from Bangladesh or Assam, or is it different as far as the tea crops for the area. Anyhow, good to see you here. And it says, after being cheated badly, OCD is striking badly. OCD always strikes badly. But you gotta focus on the strike, meaning it's coming from something other than you. So it doesn't define you. It's OCD. It's not you. It's outside of you. It's independent from you. So that means you got to focus on understanding it, treating it in such a way that your faculty, the brain, learns not to create these thoughts, not to pay attention, because whenever it creates these thoughts, you don't play with it. You don't pay attention to it. You don't try to defend yourself, or you don't try to prove anything. Because who's the brain to prove anything to? Brain is just an apparatus, like your intestine. It's like you trying to prove to your intestine that when it has a diarrhea, that, hey, I'm not diarrhea. Why are you diarrhea? That doesn't represent me. Yeah, of course it doesn't. It's a malfunction intestine. So when OCD, HOCD, any substance of OCD shows up, it's a malfunction of the brain. It's not trying to have any message for you that, oh, this is now what you are. No, because brain is not you. So it cannot suggest to you what you are. It can say something, but you shouldn't pay attention to it or in any way, shape, or form entertain it. So therefore, when you keep not entertaining it and calling it for what it is, it's OCD, it's not me. It's HOCD, it's not me. It's a brain, it's not me. And it's intrusive thought, it's not me. When you recognize it that way and call it for what it is, and then go about your business, do what you got to do, and don't pay attention to it, ignore it, and focus on what it is that you are interested, then the brain rewires yourself after a while and learns these things don't have a buyer here. So stops, reduces, and stops, and if it does come back, you know what it is and how to deal with it, and you're an expert in that. And we all have to deal with these sort of things. You're not alone. Every human being, brain on this earth, is still work in progress, so don't worry about it. Just learn it, understand it, and talk to your psychotherapists and psychologists who are specialized in OCD. Not any psychologist. They have to be specialized in OCD, HOCD, and subsets of OCD, so they can understand it better, understand it and help you and educate you, and then you will know how to deal with it or what it is, and then you know what it is, and then you wouldn't worry about it. And says, things getting worse in this pandemic situation, feeling like that, OCD make a less person, maybe that's why she cheated. Well, whatever. Just whether she cheated because she's a cheater, but you're trying to justify her cheating? Nothing can justify that unless you were cheating. If you were not, then don't try to say, oh, maybe she cheated because I had OCD. The hell with that. That's her responsibility to be true to the relationship, and if she doesn't want to be in a relationship, she got to break off and then go whatever the hell she wants to do, but not while in a relationship. That's a different story. And says, whenever I see a woman, I got an unwanted image. No, you cannot claim or say or think that one woman's behavior or manners or attitude or upbringing or consciousness, it represents all women on earth. What about your mother? What about your sister? What about the other people who have decent personality and they're decent human beings and they abide by certain morals and manners? What about them? What about if somebody says that all men are bullshit? I mean, we know there are lots of bullshits in both genders, men or women. But that doesn't include you, does it? If somebody says all men, she says that she had a relationship with a guy and then he was a cheater, and then from now on, every time he sees a guy, he thinks, oh, he's just an asshole. Well, yeah, there are lots of assholes. But are you one? What if somebody says that about all men? Other people, other men that you know, other friends that you know, are they all assholes? Is everybody an asshole just because one woman had a certain kind of experience? So you cannot make a blanket observation and call all women. There are amazing women out there. Educated, responsible, accountable, unselfish, dedicated, intelligent, capable. Just don't paint everyone with one brush, because that's just not the way it is. Not just that I'm asking you to be nice, it's just not the way it is. Says, this bothering me and is modifying my feelings and thoughts, how I used to see women. No. When you were seeing the woman the way you used to see women was the picture that you had created, the image you had created out of a woman in your head. But that wasn't correct either. Because not all women were as you had imagined them, to be all saints and angels and dedicated and the motherly and the wife material and this and that and so forth. No, there are lots of losers and nonsense women out there, just as many losers men are out there. Bad manners, bad behavior, bad upbringing, or lack of class, lack of manners, lack of compassion, lack of dedication, lack of seriousness, lack of morals. So what? So then you were wrong, and now you are wrong. Then thinking that all women are amazing. Why? Because they're female and you're drawn to female because you're heterosexual male and you're programmed for procreation and you love women and you're attracted to women, you have a propensity, gravitation toward women. That makes all women good? No, it just makes the shape of a female be what you are pursuing, because that's what your programming is. But what you're having relationship is not with the female look, is with that female's consciousness. And you got to figure out, what is she about? What is her conditioning up here? How has she been raised? What kind of values she has? Do you resonate on the same values? These are what makes a relationship work or not, because compatibility is in the consciousness. You got to bond on the consciousness level. Otherwise, you're turned on by this girl and you think she's perfect, and because you're turned on by every female that you get, because every female is beautiful, you're going to think that all females are good. That's how you used to think. And now you have one experience that was a bad experience, you're calling all females bad. That's from one end of the pendulum to the other. You got to get some balance here, because the whole world can only operate on balance. So come to the middle. from both ends and figure out where the equilibrium, where the balance is. And don't cheat yourself out of a wonderful thing in this life, which is woman. You know, pursue what you are created as. You've always loved woman and you just had a bad experience with one. That doesn't make all women bad. The Chester says, male 27 Hawaii, aloha again, aloha. Says, aloha again, Mayron. I had to watch your previous live stream because I accidentally fall asleep. That's why you didn't get back to me when there was another friend from Hawaii, and he said, why don't you please say this word? And I didn't know what the word meant because I didn't know him. So I said, Sid, are you there? Tell me, what does this word mean before I pronounce it, before I shout out on that name and whatever it was. I didn't know. So you weren't there. So I said, he seems a nice guy. So if he's pulling my leg, fine. I don't know what that word means, but I said it. I think it was boto, B-O-T-O. Boto, I don't know what it means. So maybe you can help me out now. What was it that I gave a shout out to? And he says, during the middle of the live stream, I was meditating while listening to your live stream. Yeah, that's a concoction that you can't get away from. Meditating is already puts you to sleep, and my voice puts people to sleep as well. So double cause for you falling asleep. Anne Maria Linson says, it's been 3 months I'm going through HOCD. What should I do? Because it's really tempting. Yeah. Listen, I have 2 big playlists on HOCD. And when you ask me a question as small as what should I do, the answer is not as small as you just, the question is. Because there's lots to learn about it. Educate yourself what HOCD is. And for that, I have created 2, I must say, amazing playlists. One is called Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts, which talks about the interpretation of the thoughts that show up in your head and why and what's the association of them is and why you feel that way, how you interpret it, and so on and so forth. It also tells you about where thoughts come from. It also tells you about why you have intrusive thoughts. It also tells you about how to understand the power of mind and understand that it can malfunction and go rogue. It also helps you to understand that if you train your mind, your thoughts, if you train it, then it will be like a wild horse that you are able to communicate with it and ride it and takes you to the destinations and directions that you directed to it. But if you don't and can't communicate with your brain, they will take you. It's like a horse that you sit on it and you don't know what to do with it. It'll take you wherever it wants to go. Because brain itself is an independent system and makes thoughts. And those thoughts are independent from you. It's got nothing to do with you. So but because it's in your head and you've been duped to think since childhood that brain is intelligent, brain is intellect, which is all false. Brain is not intellect. Your intellect is outside of the brain. And then you end up thinking that brain is you. And so if it suggests something and it lingers in your head, it doesn't go away, you think, oh, it means something, it has a message for me. No, if you look at all the videos and scientific proof, when it doesn't go away, a thought doesn't go away, it's because in the striatum in the middle brain, caudate nucleus, which is designed to shut off intrusive thoughts automatically based on knowing internally what your values, gender, inclination, preferences, manners, morals, what's sacred to you, what valuable and meaningful to you is, based on that, caudate nucleus shuts off things that are intrusive to those values. But when it malfunctions, it doesn't do its job automatically. So when it doesn't do its job automatically, the thoughts that are created by orbital prefrontal cortex, they hang in there because they haven't gotten the response coming back from inner midbrain to express their feelings about the thought that was made, that, hey, I'm not interested, move on. And because it doesn't get that signal, it hovers. And when it hovers, you think, oh, it's a deity, it's a sign, it's there because I'm that. It doesn't go away. Because it's malfunctioning. Just like your intestine malfunctions and you get a diarrhea. And you have no problem with that calling, oh, my intestine is malfunctioning. And you got to do what needs to be done in order to get it all handled and fixed up. But when brain malfunctions, oh, brain is perfect. So whatever is happening there must be the truth. No, it's not. Brain is the most stupid part of you because it thinks that it knows things more than you know about yourself. That's the problem. And you fall for it and you believe it, and that's a bigger problem. So the next playlist that I have is called Intrusive OCD, HOCD short videos. That one is a very interesting playlist as well, but it doesn't talk about the interpretation of thoughts. It actually talks about the separation of brain, thoughts, and you. And when you understand this separation, then you breathe easy and you understand, okay, thoughts coming from the brain not being you, brain wasn't even available when you were being created, thoughts were not even available in the vicinity of you being created in the wombs of your mother, therefore they can have nothing to do with modifying you, changing you, making any, they can only suggest shit and annoy you, that's all. But your power is in your vetoes and choices in life. Remember, your power in life is in veto power that you have towards any offerings, suggestions, products that are being sold in the market. If you go in the bazaar, so many people offer you stuff, and they cannot make you buy it because you have the veto power and you have choices. Same thing, brain brings out suggestions and offers that is its own creation. It's got nothing to do with you or your interest, but he wants to make it look like it is. But your power to veto what brain suggests, your power to choose and not choose and refuse what you need to do, is where it's all at. You're beyond brain. You're more than brain. Brain is not you. You're not the brain. Therefore, what brain produces, thoughts, is not you and you're not thoughts. Hence, learn this and focus on the power that you have. Your veto power and your choices. So you choose your life how to be as you prefer it, not how it is suggested. Even if it's 1,000,000 times, you protect your values. The values are sacred to you. They're your identity. Just like anything else valuable in your life, you protect your family, your belonging, everything. You protect one of the other most valuable things in your life, your identity, by the power of veto and the power of choices. And then regardless of what the brain suggests, who gives a damn? Now, there is a video that I'm working on that hopefully in the next few days I'll be able to actually upload it. It's got quite a bit of work, so it's a topic that you all want to know, and it helps you understand through scientific means, not just philosophical, proven by the ponderers of the world since 1,000 years ago, such as Aristotle, that proved you're not the brain and brain is not you. That was how it was, and it was true then. But now, advanced science has caught up with experiments, and scientific experience has proven the same, which that is what I'm working on in order to report it and explain it and share it with you guys. So, hope that was helpful to you, Maria, but the rest of it is on the channel that you can go on. And remember, guys, I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, that if you need to, you can go on my site, make an appointment, discuss issues and concerns that you have one-on-one on Skype with me. And new clients, when they book a 1-hour appointment, I will throw in another hour, and we'll have 2 hours, plenty of time to get to know the topic and discuss and explore it together one-on-one on Skype. Now we got Nito here, says, Abid, I'm having issues. You're talking to Abid, okay. And Kohli says, hi, how are you? I'm Art. You remember? Yes, I do. I'm having, I'm having what? HW going to do that, hoping good for you as well as everyone out there. Thank you very much, Art. Hope all is well with you. Happy New Year to you. Take good care of yourself and be good. And learn and focus on your life and bring it to be a smooth living for yourself. Steve says, hi, Maron. Hello, Steven. Stephen Male 40, Los Angeles. Remember, guys, most of you forget. Chester has done it. Stephen has done it. Juanpa has done it. Just please don't forget, I need to know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. I need to know your age because I want to make sure you're not young enough. You're too young to be here. And if you are, your parents should know. And I need to know your gender so I know how to address you. And according to your gender, then the topic would be a little different. And at the same time, I want to know where you're tuning in from. That gives me a little bit insight about your culture and background, so on. Yeah, stop checking yourself, Abid. Just stop checking. Stop all these checking. Just leave it. Just ignore the intrusive thoughts. That's what you should do. You shouldn't be believing the intrusive thoughts and go out check it to see, oh, I can prove it is not or it is, to find out. No, there's no doubt in your head. You stay on how you've always been or you want to be or you prefer to be. That is your gender, and keep that regardless of what kind of intrusive thought shows up in your head. Don't go around and start checking. Stop checking. Don't check nothing. I mean, check nothing. Don't check. Two negatives in a sentence. And Namita says, hello. Hello, Namita. Namita, remember age and where you're tuning in from. Pranay says, people with HOCD stop ruminating. Your passion for desired sex will return. Yeah, that's right. Steven says, I'm having such a hard time being happy. What do you mean at the moment? Because you have concluded that happiness, source for happiness is her. And you have sold us all out in this world. When I say us, I mean everything else that is going on for your life. Where you are, where you live, your blessings, your job, your friends, your feelings, your abilities, your capabilities, your education, your expertise, everything means nothing but that fucking relationship that you're hung up on, and you don't have the balls to leave that behind and love yourself and focus on what's good for you, not what's good for your dick. Because that's all you're thinking. Because there's no reason on earth you should actually pay any attention to this girl anymore. You've given her all the chances. You've treated her nice, perfectly. And she's been cold, warm, cold. So why do you want to have somebody who's like imbalanced or wishy-washy like that in your life? Well, which means you have no respect for yourself. That's the bottom line. It's not that she's so great. It just means you don't think you're worth anything. And why is that? Because you're not really considering all the amazing things that's going on for you. And you disregard every attention you get from other girls or other possibilities or the abundance that's in this world. And all you care about is just some menial piece of nothing that you've made a big angel out of. What for? What? Who are you working for? Your thingy there? That will do what you say. So choose another girl and that's the end of it. Don't be a wussy, because you're turning into a wussy. You're not respecting yourself. Yeah? You got to have respect for yourself, for who you are. You're a man and you're supposed to protect a woman and be there for her. But when she doesn't and she's not interested in you and she said that to you, then you're no longer a man if you keep following her as if the world has no meaning but she does. What can she do for this world? What has she done for this world? that the world is so dependent on her that you think, oh, she's greater than the rest of the world. So let me just fuck up my life and forget about happiness and abilities to be happy. And let me just say, my life is not good because I can't be between this girl's legs. Yet there are people around the world who are getting bombs on their heads. They have no food to eat. They've got sickness and no medicine. They're not safe, and they're getting all kinds of problems from all kinds of sides. And you think that you're having it bad. You have nothing to be happy. Think about it, Stephen. God damn it, that stick is so far away from me, the ugly stick. Otherwise, I would have just smashed it right through this internet, coming to follow you and find you through the, virtual space, and hit you right on the head till it jogs you and gets you out of this bullshit that you're swimming in. Honestly, it's disrespectful to you, to your mother, to your father, to everything that is valuable to you, that you allow some relationship completely overtake your life. And you have no balls to see yourself as higher than this, bigger than this, more important than a woman who doesn't want to be with you. She has all the right to want to be with whoever she wants to be, not to be with you, not to be with anybody, whatever the hell she wants to do. But you have every right to go on and not pay attention to a woman who doesn't want to pay attention to you. A woman who doesn't pay attention to you doesn't deserve your attention. Anybody who doesn't want to be with you doesn't deserve your attention. It's not about you, about everybody is here. Whatever your relationship is, if someone that you like and you're interested or when in a relationship with, he or she doesn't want to be with you, well, good riddance. Because you don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. Why should you be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? Where is it written that is of any good sense? You want to be with someone who want to be with you. So if this person was with you, now doesn't want to be with you, well, why should you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? If you follow what I'm saying, then you're one step ahead of me, because I really don't know. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? You should want to be with someone who want to be with you. And if you can follow this, then follow it until I have a sip of my tea. It sounds like Spice Girls. What do you want to really, really, really want? Why do you want to really, really be someone who doesn't want to be with you? I'm going to make a song out of this one. So, I hope you had enough, Stephen. Other than that, I'll just get on a plane and just come and shove this ugly stick that's on the other side of the room. You're lucky. I mean, up your nose. All right. Pranay says, hey, around 17, male India. Hello, Pranay. Chester says, by the way, whenever a local person from Hawaii tries to tell you to say something, if they know you aren't from here, it's usually something bad. Yeah, I thought so. The word boto is a Filipino word for a guy's genital. I knew that's some shit in there. I hesitated. I said, I don't know you. I gotta find out. And you well, they sold me out when I needed my guard right there. It wasn't sleeping. What kind of a soldier are you, for heaven's sake? Yeah, I kind of thought that must be it. I mean, I didn't know exactly what it is, but I had a feeling that this is something they're pulling my leg, but that's all right. They were actually, until that part was polite. And they kind of knew that I'm sure they got a laugh out of it. That's all right. Happy New Year. Now, we got to remember next time when they show up. But he said, give us a shout out to us. So that means that was to them, not to me. So Namita says, Happy New Year, Mayor, and Happy New Year to you too as well, dear. I'm 22, female from India. Good to see you. Chester said, just a little thing to watch out for when you visit Hawaii. Don't say it when you don't know the word yourself. Yeah, I never do. Says, so you don't embarrass yourself around the locals. Yes, absolutely. So sorry I couldn't tell you the meaning of the word during the previous live stream due to me falling. Yes, You fell asleep on the job. When I come to Hawaii, I'll bring the ugly stick. And I say, you sold me out in the face of the battle. They were attackers, and I didn't have my guard. So, but that's all cool. It's not a problem. They had fun, and they were, polite people. Filipinos are usually very polite people. And so they had some fun. That's all right. I bet you they had a laugh, and that's all right. Princeton says, Happy New Year, Master Meron. Happy New Year, Princeton. Where have you been? Says, thank you for continuing to be a miracle around the world. Oh, my goodness. I don't know about that, but thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. But it's a miracle that nobody knows. It's a real secret. So that's why we don't have that many people on the channel. And we have Starlight says, hello, I'm 21, female, Australia. How are you, mate? He says, I recently got broken up with from a long distance relationship. Oh, long distance relationship. You're, good, lucky you that you broke it up or it broken up. What is long distance relationship? What does that mean? What? Look at each other's face and wish we were together or hope that someday we will. Just waste of time. Honestly, it's waste of time. It's like a free, dating site chat line. That's all. You're chatting, but you're never going to meet each other. Or if you do, maybe you have, and now you're separated because you each went on some kind of, student visa or some kind of a job interview or some kind of a situation. But when it's long distance, you are body and mind. You can't just constantly sit down and think hamburger, 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 hamburger and feel full. And you can't constantly eat lots of food and hope that your mind becomes strong. They each have their own rules. In relationship, the same. You need to be able to resonate on each other's consciousness and mentality, the mind, finding common things and be compatible. And at the same time, you need the physical connection, physical touch, to see each other, to go for a coffee, and hold each other's hand, walk around, look into each other. The oxytocin that is created by holding hands, looking at each other's eyes, promise of romance or intimacy, all of that gets to the neurotransmitters and creates a bond. But on the internet, you just like anxiety. Oh, is he going to go with somebody else? Is she going to meet somebody else? And then for an hour you all spiff it up and all your best behavior, and then you're doing other things that you perhaps need of your physical entity to be in touch, socialize, and so on. And eventually, through socialization with somebody nearby, you end up becoming closer to that person who's in the vicinity physically, rather than continuously stay on the same relationship long distance on internet. So it's good that you got rid of it, or it somehow broke. It's good for you. It's healthy. This wasn't healthy, whatever it was. And says, because of distance, but my ex wants me to still talk to him and gets very jealous when I flirt with other men. Well, no, this is not going to be for next month or 2 months from now. People don't travel. I don't know what your situations are. I don't know if you guys have seen each other for a while or not. But if you're broken up, then what does it matter what he wants? Yeah? Because of distance. Who broke? He broke it up with you and he still wants you to talk to him? What are you? Dating site? What's going on? $3.99 per minute? Or how much is it now? For these, chat rooms or chat calls or whatnot. So whether you broke it up or he broke it up, it's broken up. When it's broken up, treat it as it is, broken up. Go about your business and don't linger, because it becomes, you guys going to get hurt more than once, okay? And Starlight says, he's been very nice to me, but this confuses me. Look, you're not giving me enough information. Who broke up? And Rob L says, thumbs up. Thank you for that, Rob. Gender, age, and where you're tuning in from, Rob. I appreciate that. Hey, guys, there are 9 of you here, and 6 of you has clicked likes. What does that mean? The other 3 don't like me, or is it really heavy to click on like? Come on, it's a cover charge. Click on. It's a disco here. It's free, but you got to click on like, for heaven's sake. Go on, don't be lazy. Butterfingers, move it. And Leah Limonas, Jasinskas, Laimonas Jasinskas says, hello, male 25, Lithuania. Hello there. Abid says, sir, that is not related to that. What is not related to that? I don't know what you're saying. I get an unwanted image of particular body part of a woman, nudity. Before I used to get them sometimes, but now it's getting worse. After a couple of hours not having that image, then I try to test myself like that. Will I get an image about this woman too? In the test, I get the image again. I don't want to get those images. I don't understand. Can you share with me what is your gender? What is your preference? What is your lifestyle? So some girl who you broke up, she cheated on you, and now you're saying, when you said this girl, who do you mean? I'm only reading stuff. I don't know what this in a sentence refers to. It refers to this girl or some other girl, your ex. So I don't know, give it some kind of hypothetical name, or some other girl. This, because at least I understand what it means. Help me out here, Abbott. So you're a heterosexual male and you get a nude image of your ex or some girl that you like. So I don't know, what's wrong with that? Aren't you supposed to enjoy that? In your case, being a heterosexual male, and just because you have now HOCD, you think you don't want to have that image? Why do you believe the HOCD? The actuality is in you. HOCD is the false thing. So use that in order to enjoy yourself as it's always been. I'm not quite clear what you mean, what you're alluding to. So, but that's what I get from your writings here. So Aman says, hello, Mehran. 19 male India. What? Okay, and Aman says it's I can't open this. There is one that says, I don't believe in astrology, but last night I watched a pick a card video, and the astrologer said that I'm stuck in something and afraid of getting out of it because I'm afraid of uncertainty. Well, that's how they say it in a video bullshit, because it applies to almost anything. Everybody, there is a big chance that is dealing with something that is uncertainty and it's hard to get out of it and all that shit. Nothing is, you can interpret it any way you want. And stop watching this nonsense. Don't try to solve these challenges through some fucking solitaire or some astrology bullshit. Stop Stop testing, stop checking, stop. Just live your life. Give it time. Live your life. Rewire your brain. Your brain is malfunctioning. That's what it is. You go figure it out. Talk to a psychotherapist and figure that all out. And let them help you. Otherwise, you keep running without knowledge to find something that needs exact address. You don't have the address. You don't know what it is you're looking for. You don't know how to be able to move on from this broken bridge. But all you need to do is just keep building the bridge. Don't try to check, what can I do here? What else is here? Don't worry. Just focus on one thing that needs to be done. Build the bridge. Focus on who you are, how you have always been, what you want to be, what you prefer, what you like to be. And ignore the rest of the shit. Stop checking. Yeah, no. Don't do any of that garbage. And this thing doesn't open up. It's a glitch in the system anyhow. All right. Steven said you're right. You think? Steven says, lol, thanks man, I needed that. You don't need that. You actually need a tree to be hit on your head. Maybe you'll jump. Maybe there's something wrong with your head. I mean, go to a psychologist and figure out. Say, sir, I talk nonsense all day long. I see nothing of this beautiful world because I'm up to God knows where, up somebody's ass. I can't see anything else. I think she's the only thing that matters in this world. Why? Because I don't work for myself. I work for what's down there. And that down there doesn't really care where it goes, but I'm thinking that the only place he wants to go is there. So honestly, there's something wrong there. You either got to beat the heck out of yourself and go on a walk, go on a hike with these other girls that want to go out with you. I don't care if you're interested in them or not. Just socialize, learn, talk to girls, respect women. Don't think they're just only for sexual intimacy. Get to know their consciousness. Talk about life. Talk about plans. Talk about challenges. Talk about world. Socialize. Learn how to be with a woman. Don't think of woman as one-dimensionally. It's a woman, I gotta fuck her. No. It's another human being, happens to be female, and it's intelligent and smart and can talk about many issues, can discuss life, experience on this journey, things that has helped you to learn things, have helped her to learn things, learn from her, share things that you have learned, maybe when the time is right. And that's it. You don't have to get into a relationship with them. You can be cordial, you can be friends, you can experience life. Then you will be open to get other women, other girls, other ladies. But if you have only one job for them and that's the only reason you want to get to know them, then you will never get to know them because you're only so focused on the intimacy part that it doesn't even give you a chance or interest to want to get to know who they are. Just like every other one that you've been with. You really never cared or tried to find out who they are that you want to be between their legs. But you focus on being between their legs. That's why you missed to know who they are. And when you found out who they are, it didn't work out. Because when they actually showed their real skin, their real colors, you saw, well, that's not it. You're compassionate, you're passionate, you're kind. You want to be engaged in a relationship. You want to be exclusive. And these ones back and forth, and they don't have enough confidence. The more you pay attention to them, the less they want to pay attention to you. Or when you don't pay attention to them, they are all over you. That's not balance. That's lack of confidence on their part. So you got to understand that. Now, anything more than that, I'm going to charge you. All right. You know, honestly, it's just we're talking about the same thing all the time, but you keep going over and over. And as if you remember, I told you, you really are not focused that you have OCD, that you need assurance. And you need assurance for a girl that you can feel is not really qualified, and instead of just simply walking away, you're hanging around trying to make a racehorse out of a donkey. It won't work. I don't care how cute the donkey is. It won't be able to meet with your expectations. All right, hang on. Let me have a sip of this. Abid, be patient. Things will change. Don't worry. Just handle it. Don't rush. Don't push. Don't be hasty. Look, guys, what do you expect from your brains? Do you really think this brain is top-notch, advanced technology? This brain was given to you only 40,000 years ago, but you've been around for over 1,000,000 years. And everything was hunky-dory and hardwired and clear as a bell for you before you were given this sophisticated brain, when you had just a stem brain and living on instinct. You were sleeping, you were running, you were hunting, you were having sex, your gender was clear to you, your inclination, your sexual inclination, lifestyle were all clear. There was no doubt. Why? Because you were not capable to think. There was no brain that could speak or think, and there was no independent system, the brain, to come up and conjure up thoughts, which is all about all kind of bullshit that is irrelevant to you and it's independent to you. But now, 40,000 years ago, you got this brain finally developed, and it's still in developing processes. It's completely malfunctioning often. That's why more people in the world have psychological problems than pretty much physical problems. Physical problems come and go, psychological problems stay for a long time. So the problem is that the brain is still work in progress. So stop thinking that your brain is perfect. So if something comes up with it, it must be true. No, it's malfunctioning. So be patient. Be patient and learn it. Educate yourself how it works. Like a crazy, you have a crazy person placed it up here to help you make decisions. Don't buy into it. Use it and then judge it and veto the shit that you don't think it's, because the intellect is not in the brain. The intellect is in you. Where you are, I don't know, but you're not in the brain. The brain is a machine that makes thoughts. And that's why there's so many questions and doubtfulness and negativity and a need for assurances. All these is for today's, past few centuries. But about 40,000 years ago, you're like other animals. Happy, go lucky, eat, sleep, have sex, and no questions. Oh, my gender is changing. Oh, I've been living in the night. None of that shit. These are all thought-based. Garbage, bullshit. But you gotta understand your brain in order to become familiarized with its malfunctions, with its shortcomings, with its quality, with what it is, and all that. Then you'll not expect so much from it, but you will learn to manage it and handle it as a apparatus, just like any other apparatus that gets mechanical malfunction or gets electrical malfunctions. All right. Yeah, I don't know if you've been watching porno or not, Abbott. So you see all women naked and see all these things. You've created that kind of a conditioning. Just lay off of it. I don't know if you have or not, but if you have, lay off of it until it kind of back to normal levels. You're heightening your senses and your images and give it a standard image for every woman because you constantly see it in a certain way. I don't know what the situation is, or your intrusive thoughts about your ex leaving you or cheating on you. So you have those pictures in mind. So it's constantly that picture hits you. But these are all just OCD. So focus on your life, and in time it'll all go away. And don't judge women just because one of them was an asshole. And Chester said, okay, Starlight says, we met each other in real life, and then he moved and he said we should continue this relationship once we're together physically, which I agreed. But he has been calling me and wanting to be in touch. Keeps telling me I'm the best partner he's ever had in his life. How? Have you guys been intimate? Have you guys known each other for a while? Have you guys, you say you guys met, then he had to leave. That like means what? You met today and tomorrow he had to leave? I don't know. Again, it's not complete. How long did you know? Were you guys in a relationship physically, like few months at least before he left? Or you mean you met and then, I don't know, a week later or a few days later he left, and then you still want to be in a relationship? I don't get it. Understand, guys, when you talk here, I don't know what you guys know. So why don't you be a little expressive, if you will. And keeps telling me that you're the best partner I've ever had with you. Okay. I've treated this as a final breakup because I can't hold on to this uncertainty of us ever getting back together, but I don't want to hurt him because he has been nothing but kind to me at this time. I guess my question is, what do you think about all this? I'm just confused, Mehran. Huh? Well, you're confused, but I don't have enough information. I don't know who he is, what he does, how far you guys are from each other. Are you from the same country? How far the countries that you're now in is from each other? What is his plans as far as what is he doing in that country? How long is he going to be away? What are you doing with your life? Do you have other suitors, other guys lining up? Is that what makes you impatient? Or is he fooling around somewhere and you think he is, you don't want to be part of it? What's going on? There's so much I don't know, and I can't really make an intelligent response to this. Starlight. Well, Aman, you can ask her. You can just simply ask and make it easy for yourself. Say, listen, you seem to be following my Instagram and seem to be interested in me. Are you interested in me, or what is the game? Is it a game? Because I remember I was interested in you and you didn't pay attention. Now that I'm over you and just want to, go about my life, you seem to be interested. So what's going on? Would you like to talk about it? That's it, You don't have to guess it. Be direct. Abid says, sir, I don't have HOCD. I'm attracted to girls. I get those nudity image of almost every woman I see in daily basis and some of my closed ones. So, that's all right. You can see those images, but as long as you're cordial, proper, respectful, and you don't act on them when it's inappropriate, what's wrong with that? So you get those images. And listen, you think it's you that gets images in your head. Intrusive thoughts is part of every single brain's life. Every single human being on this earth at a certain age, like adult age, even childhood age, could have different kind of intrusive thoughts. But you're talking about adults mostly, like 18 and up. Every single human being on earth from that age upward has intrusive thoughts. All kinds of weird shit thoughts. Thoughts of, I don't know, doing weird things to their mother or their sister or to people walking in the street, thinking of pedophilia or harm OCD, harming someone, responsibility OCD, religious OCD, washing hand OCD, HOCD, all kinds of intrusive thoughts. But coded nucleus that is supposed to shut down these intrusive thoughts based on your gender and your information about your identity, your preferences, and what's meaningful to you and all that, shuts it down after you recognized an intrusive thought showed up. And you say, oh, what is that? That's nasty. And then it shuts it down because that's how it works. But when it gets malfunctioning, it hangs there. So it's not only you. Then, of course, you do other things to handle it and then rewire your brain and go on with your life. But it's not limited to you that, oh, I'm the only one who has intrusive thoughts and these images. Everybody could get them. But you're supposed to focus on what is appropriate, what is cordial, what is respectful, what is proper, and continue your life. And these images can come and go because you're not responsible for those images happening. They're happening because your brain is on that route to make these things be a focal point of your day. Your association ability in many OCD brains, the association capability is very fast and quick. You see a statue, you see a doorknob, you can associate to sex. And then that takes you to some other tangent, and you end up somewhere and say, why am I having the... Oh, it's okay. It's association expertise that the brain has. And when there's an OCD, it doesn't shut down that easily or quickly, and then it makes you think, oh, let it be. Just don't pay attention to it. There's all kinds of other thoughts in your head beside these images. If you're supposed to pay attention to every single one of them that show up, you can't have a life. So what you do is you recognize that the brain makes thoughts. And you simply recognize that you don't have to pay attention to any of them. And you simply recognize that the brain is a tool, is an apparatus that you use it to make it to help you calculate or create ideas and hypotheses and figure out things. It's an instrument that you use with some information you get out of your consciousness to put it in there to make thoughts to advance your purposes in life. That's your thought. The rest of the time, the brain is using its own apparatus and making thoughts. It's got nothing to do with you, and it's all shit thoughts. And you're supposed to learn to ignore them. That's all. You can't stop thoughts. You cannot stop thoughts. You can relax your brain so they'll reduce. You can do mindful exercises and meditation, they will reduce. When you focus on something that you're trying to build and accomplish, they will reduce. When you're focused in life to educate yourself and you have a purpose, they will reduce. When you do certain kind of sports, they're not there because you're focused on something else. So instead of trying to resist them and shut them down and destroy them in your mind and explain to them and pay attention to them, what they are, why are they here and all that, just focus on something that is pleasant, something that you're interested in, because not two thoughts at the same time or two images at the same time can be present in your head. So when you're busy doing a sport, when you're doing something, you're focused on that and those things are away. And after a while, because of the way you're treating it, you're behaving, they rewire itself and the brain starts settling down and not be on the program of constantly making these pop-up thoughts. Like your browser on internet keeps on having advertisement and things showing up here and there. You're not in control of that. The same thing, brain. It makes thoughts, you're not in control of that. All kind of negative shit. Because it's trying also from the other end, beside the stuff that we talked about, is also trying to do its job, which is protect you. To protect you, you got to think negative. You cannot be a security guard but not thinking negative. You can't be a security guard and thinking, oh, everything is cool, everything is hunky-dory, everybody's going to behave. No, you got to think about negative stuff in order to be alert. So the brain is trying to protect you, and for doing that, it needs to conjure up negative stuff. The moment you see a pimple on your skin, what's going to you be thinking? Oh, is it cancer? Oh, why does it look like? Let me check the internet. All negative things in order to want to protect you. This sense of protection, when it's heightened and you create more anxiety, makes you more of a focus on that is nothing, but you got to think negative because you want to protect it. How else can you protect it if you don't have a negative hypothesis or negative look about it? So you got to understand how the brain works, and then don't fret too much on these things. All right. No, Abid, stop testing all that shit. Just live your life, as I said. Hieroglyphs, hieroglyphs says, I made it. Good for you. Thank you for being here. Starlet says, yes. We know each other for 3 months, and then we had 6 months of long distance relationship. Then we mutually ended it, but he's still hopeful for us. He's 400 miles away from me now, and we will be away from each other for a few years until I complete my law education, and he is studying in another city too. Okay, I see. You should have done that at the beginning, because then I can understand where you're going and where you're coming from. And says, so basically we will need a few years until we can be back together. Now, what are your ages? See, these are the things, that's why I asked from the beginning to give it to me, guys. Beginning of your question, I need to know where which country you're tuning in. Starlight, you still haven't told me which country. You still haven't told me what age you are or what age he is. These are all things that I need to know. So, would you please add those in? And guys, the information that is needed, do it from the beginning. So every time I look at your question, I know who it is, how old, which country. That helps me to formulate or express what I want to express in the way that it should be expressed, considering things that I would know about you guys in this short discussion. Starlight says, so basically we will need a few years until we can be back together, and I don't have anyone else on my mind. It's just that I couldn't handle feeling heartbroken over him leaving, and I just wanted to feel better, so I watched your videos and have been healing my heart. Okay, but your heart is not sick to need healing. It's just, that's how it is. And I don't know how old you guys are, but not everything is supposed to be ready to go. Like, you want a relationship and the guy has to be here. Sometimes you may be together. What if you guys were married and then he had to go to another city for a job? What were you going to do? Break up with him? So, but at the same time, I understand he may get to know somebody else and when it's close by, and that will break your heart. Or you may get to know somebody here while you guys are in long distance relationship, and you prefer to be with this guy who's nearby, and then it breaks his heart. So this is okay that you're breaking up. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's COVID. Not much else is happening. And you guys can be each other's support until one of you messes up and goes out with somebody else and then it breaks up automatically. But you can't have any assurance of anything in this life. The problem with us human beings is that we've never learned to live with uncertainty. We want everything to be assured, guaranteed. There's no such thing. No guarantee I'm going to be alive tomorrow. But we're okay with it. We're living. No guarantee anybody's going to be alive tomorrow. No guarantee every time you sit in your car or a taxi or a bus or whatever vehicle it is for transportation from point A to point B, you're going to be okay. But you're okay when you do that. And you're not thinking about it much. But when it comes to relationship, I want assurances. When it comes to your sexuality, I want assurances. I have to be checking every moment. Is it still there? Am I still this? Is my gender the same? Give me assurance all the time. Why? Live your life. Ignore all these negative thoughts. Now about your relationship, look, you can be together as long as it is. You don't have anybody in there. Why are you worried about these broken hearts? So I'm broken hearted, so I'm going to destroy everything. I'm not going to be patient, build anything. But if you have other possibilities there, or you think it's better, you want to cut it now so you won't possibly be brokenhearted later if you find somebody else, then that's again, it's kind of chickening out because you don't know. But again, I don't know how old you guys are. 3 years is a long time. If the world is going to be like this for the next 3 years, then you probably would be blessed if you stick together because there's nobody else that you really can figure out or find out. But if you think, no, the world is not going to be like that and you don't want to be hooked on a long distance relationship, which I never recommended anyhow, but then you can decide, hey, maybe 400 miles is maybe every month. You can come over to your city and you can be together for a few days. I don't know. This is the life we're living in. There is no assurances of any kind. So you got to figure it out. What is it that you're afraid of? You're afraid of a broken heart in the future, so you prefer to break it now so you'll be fine. You don't have to deal with that while it's so new before you get so used to him and to each other. Then he might break up because you're not sure how he's going to be taking care of this relationship. Your doubts is on that. Again, you need assurances. There are no assurances. How many people have gotten married and they got divorced? I mean, that was an assurance, right? I got married. Oh yeah, we're sure. We got divorced. So there is no such thing as real assurances. Things can change. All kinds of things. So I don't have that info in order to help me out. You're 21. He's 20. Both from Australia. Oh, well, you guys are too young at this moment to think that you will stick together. You will eventually each find somebody else. 3 years is a long time. Perhaps it's all the same. You guys are doing the right thing. But it doesn't hurt if you want to be in touch to keep yourself feeling like something is there. At least it gives you confidence and gives him confidence. But it's going to hurt you guys if either one of you find another person who is physically in relationship with you, and then that's going to hurt. So are you breaking it up out of fear that he's not going to conduct himself as he should? Or is it you that you think you may not be conducting yourself as you should? Or is it because you think you're both so young, there's so many other opportunities, and in my opinion, you hardly know each other at age 20 and 21, let alone knowing what kind of partner you really want. He doesn't know what kind of wife he really wants or what kind of a girlfriend. And you don't know what kind of expectations you should have or standards you should have and expect from your boyfriend, because you don't know yourselves enough. So in a few years, you will know enough about yourself, having gone to university, to job market, and getting to know by yourself through experiences and so on. And then at that time, you will begin to know, based on knowing yourself a better, what kind of a partner you're looking for, what standards and qualifications you're looking for in each other. and then you make a decision. So it's up to you. At age 20, 21, usually it doesn't get to be a marriage, I don't think, unless that's some kind of a tradition that I don't know about in Australia, or your background, your ethnic background. If you have an ethnic background that is not Australian um, based. Of course, really, the real Australians are the natives, right? Everybody's an immigrant. But you know what I'm saying, trying to say. So figure that out. And he's 20, he's younger than you. He's probably more eager about you because you're more mature and older, and he finds you very qualified and wise and mature, so he respects you, he loves you, likes you. You probably have the same feelings for him, but obviously this distance is going to be a hindrance. So is it out of fear of future happening that you're breaking up? Or is it out of wisdom? Or is it out of the fact that there are others available for both of you? Or is it just the fact that you know that you're too young to really think that this would be the ones that you guys each would be looking for in the future? Either way, I'll go to the next question. Lindsay says, hi, 24 female, Arizona. Hello, Lindsay. Says, I see so many women these days who stay with guys for financial security and have fallen out of love. Is that common? Of course it is. You know, many women get into the groove of being taken care of, or then they stop taking care of themselves as far as careers are concerned and being independent financially. So then before they know it, they're putting up with all kind of shit that the guy is actually, behaving. And but they have no recourse. They didn't train in any job. They didn't pursue any career. They don't have financial independence, so they put up with shit. And as long as they put up with shit, the guy being an asshole or not being cultured enough will take advantage of it, and puts more and more, to the point that it gets a little bit too late and too long in the relationship. The lady's age will go higher. It wouldn't be that easy to go back to school or get some kind of a job training or whatnot. And then she puts up with it more and more, and she gets eventually emotionally abused, if not physically, because she's putting up with every shit. So that's the worst thing you want. You got to be independent financially, and then you will make your decisions based on the behavior of the other person, and based on position of power, that you don't need it, but you prefer it. You don't need it, but you choose it rather than from need. And that would be a better quality of relationship. Starlet says, okay, I got that. Lindsay says, that's true. People are afraid of uncertainty. I'm like that. Yeah. Starlight says, yes, I've been there for him and want to support him. I could just see he wasn't ready emotionally to be with me long distance and didn't want to suffocate him. I don't want to be with anyone though. Yeah, I understand that. Okay, I got it. Well, he's very young. At this age, he probably, wants to have sex with somebody else. It would be hard to think that he's going to be staying celibate for 3 years, and probably hard for you also to stay celibate for 3 years. So either one of you or both of you are going to cheat on the other one, or just going to go ahead and do what they want to do because they, out of desperation, out of desperation, you may favor somebody else, even though that somebody else may not measure up, but it's physically there, and you may forget about other qualities that you're looking for, and the fact that the physical intimacy is missing in your life, but the emotional one or the mental one is being taken care of by your long distance relationship, but the physical one is missing. So you're going to end up being with someone just for the physical intimacy's sake, and then you say, oh, I messed up that one, and this one is not going to work because I'm choosing it for the wrong reasons. So perhaps breaking it up might be something that you want to try, and if you guys 3 years later still feel the same, well, you can patch it up again. Lindsay says, I agree, women need to be financially independent. Yes, of course. And Kritika says, a friend after 6 months of his asking to me, I said yes. But just after the kiss, his behavior changed. He asked to get a room and get intimate. He receives a lot of female attention. All right. If that is right after a kiss, I guess you make the decision on that one, of course. But obviously, his pursuit is just to get you to bed, not to have a relationship. And Gone Rogue says, "Hi Mehran, male 25, South Africa. Hello, Gone Rogue." Says, "I have been dealing with HOCD and POCD for the last 2 months. Things have been good for the last few days. I've noticed spending time in bed makes it worse. Continued. It makes it worse. How do I keep this going and prevent things from getting worse? I've also noticed keeping myself busy is beneficial." Yes, of course, definitely. Because when you keep yourself busy, what is involved? Your physical being and your mind, your mental capacity, both are working. And when it's busy, because mind finds its security in occupation. In other words, your body feels secure because you can know where it is, you touch it, and you're in your apartment or wherever it is. The door is locked, it's a safe area, so you find your security, physical security in physicality, in environment, in a safe environment. But the mind doesn't find its security through environment, physical environment. It finds its security because it has no home, it has no physical appearance, has no physical existence. So it finds its security, a place to hang its hat, in occupation. What is that occupation? In thinking, in being busy in processing things, crunching, hypotheses, thoughts, scenarios, garbage, negativity, protecting you, calling up all kinds of hazards and things and conjuring up nonsense. So intrusive thoughts is part of all these things that he's trying to hang on to and feel secure because it's occupying, it's creating occupation by creating thoughts. So when it creates all these things, if you are not busy, it will continue doing that because it wants to find its occupation, it finds its security in occupation. So you're not doing anything with it, so it goes and tries all these things that are out there, such as intrusive thoughts. So when you keep busy, that's good. But the other thing is, what do you think happens if these thoughts keep being there? So what? What can they do? You are the only one who has the power to veto what is being suggested or contemplated or thought pops up in your head. And you're the only one who has the power to refuse or to choose. Veto power. Choices are your power. That proves to you you're beyond the brain. Brain can never touch you. It can suggest and annoy you and make you all see all kind of images and really make you pissed off and upset and angry because it's created the contradiction. When there's a contradiction, awareness is born. And you're always aware of who you are. And when the contradiction happens, you become more in tune, you become more aware of what is not right because of all these nasty thoughts. Because they're all contradiction to your actuality, who you are, your identity. So that this disturbs you. That's already enough for you to know that these are all not you. Not made by you, not preferred by you, not interested. You're not interested in them. It's brain's manufacturing plant that is making thoughts, brain's production. But let's say you simply say, well, it's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. So what do you want to do with it? As long as you have the key in your hand, that nothing without your permission can become an action or actuality, so let the thoughts be. Why are you worried about thoughts? Let the thoughts be. It can make your body react to thoughts because brain can make body react. Body reacts to brain to thoughts. But that's again, it's a reaction that it's according to its design to react to thoughts. But it's not you. It's not your inclination. It's not your gender. It's a reaction that is automatically programmed in the body. Body doesn't have a brain. It just reacts to something that it's like you poke. It's like you go to a doctor and he hits you on the knee and your knee jerks up. But if it's not a doctor and somebody else hits it on the knee, it still jerks up. If you hit it on the, I don't know, corner of a tree or a rock, it jerks up. So it just reacts to it. So same way, body reacts to thought. But that reaction doesn't mean that you are now changing gender, or you have any approval of what has popped up in your head in that form of intrusive thoughts. It's just the way the body reacts. So it does. So what? You're in control. The thought has no existence. It's a suggestion. So you walk in the street and so many people call you an asshole. You become an asshole. No, those are people outside of your brain. You're not responsible for what they're uttering or opinion may be, and it's just good for them. Brain too. It's outside of you. It's not you. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. So what it suggests is not pertaining you. It's its work. It's the brain's suggestion, and you just don't simply find it interesting and go about your life. Just like other people make a suggestion, brain makes suggestion. You ignore them to go about your business. You ignore this to go about your business. How many billboards you see on your way to work? You know, all kinds of billboards, you know, naked this, naked that, product this, sales here, that, this, you know, disco here, or club here, or this whiskey or that. All things that you may not be interested in at all. So what do? So, oh, why is it here? Oh, it's here. It means something. No, it means just a suggestion. And you say, fuck off. I'm not interested in that. You move on to your job or to wherever it is that you're going. Same thing. It's a screen. It shows up images, thoughts, and stuff like that, just like billboards. You don't have to pay attention to it. Move on, because you have the power of veto and choices. You don't choose any of those things that are advertised or people trying to sell it to you when you go to bazaar, and you don't have to reply to anything that the brain is suggesting or popping up or images and all that shit. Just let it be. Let it be and call it for what it is. Intrusive thoughts. Oh, that's nasty thoughts. Oh, I don't enjoy that. And then move on. Focus on what it is. Diss them. Ignore them. And after a while, your brain learns that you're not paying attention to it. And it learns to rewire itself and tone it down. And eventually it stops. And caudate nucleus comes back and resets itself, starts functioning automatically, which is designed to shut down intrusive thoughts. And whenever it comes back, you know what it is, and you deal with it the same way and treat it that way. And it's like negotiating and navigating through garbage and shitty things, but you learn how to maneuver and get to your destination, even if the road is full of poo and garbage and debris, but you learn where to go, which is, you know, clear for you to pass by. You know, that's navigation. So navigate. Don't think you gotta terminate. Just navigate. All right. Abid Polak says, thank you, Mary. You're quite welcome. Hieroglyph says, amen to that. Be independent. Don't lose yourself in the relationship. Stay you. There you go. Starla says, thank you, Mehran. I just needed to hear it from you. You're honestly a blessing. Well, then promote this channel however you can in your social media, advertise for it, let people know, post the videos that you like on this channel, short ones, long ones, whichever. Guys, do something for this channel to be able to reach more people, help more people. Otherwise, we'll just wither and die, and nobody will know we ever existed. And the kind of quality and quantity that we have, the quality of content that we have on this channel, I'm sure you all you all attest to that it's helpful, it's meaningful, it's thought through, and it's worthy of pondering and worthy of promoting it. Otherwise, we won't be successful. We won't be able to help as much as I hope we could. And Steven says, good night. Good night, Steven. And Chester says, okay. Critica says, after 6 months of asking, I said, yes. Oh, we did that, didn't we? Yeah. Namita says, I've been listening to you talk as I meditate, and it's so calming. Oh, great, Namita. Wonderful. Chester says, Namita, be careful, Namita. says, he says, I, I tried meditating while listening to Mehran's previous live stream and I instantly fell asleep. Yes, I have that effect on people. That's why nobody's, the channel is not expanding because as soon as they hear the voice, they fall asleep. So they don't know what it's all about anyhow. And Gone Rogue says, thank you, Mehran. I appreciate all your time and advice. This channel is a true gem. Thank you, Gone Rogue. Why don't you go rogue on this channel and promote it somehow in your social media? Please, everyone, do something for this channel. If you think it's valuable, then keep it around by promoting it. Let millions of people to know about it. They don't know about this channel. They don't know about our live text. Look at us. 13 people here. Obviously, they don't know. So talk about the videos, talk about the channel, talk about the live stream, and let's see where we can go. I'm looking forward to the day that the world becomes a normal place and we have enough funds and finances to arrange a workshop somewhere in the world, and for a week or a few days, people can show up and we can have a physical training in stuff we talk about, in things that are your concerns and things that I cannot even share here because it needs some practices and physical exercises to show certain powers of the mind and so on that we can discuss and explore together. Abid says, I do share your channel. I suggest people about this channel. Thank you, Abid. I appreciate that. And Gone Rogue says, what made you start this channel, Mehran? Well, actually, I started this channel based on breakups that young people have, and that started with my son breaking up with his girlfriend at the time, and we were in Hawaii at the time and we had discussions on it, and he said, Dad, the stuff that you say is really helpful. I said, oh, great. So then I started the channel based on there could be many other young people around the world who could enjoy this kind of discussion, and they could be going through similar situations, circumstances. And I shared a couple of videos in regards to divorce, that how to behave with each other after divorce, and the protocol of treating each other in front of the children if there was children involved after divorce. And then videos about breakups and how to move on, how to be able to understand your psyche and your relationship and consciousness and all the other things that are at works in a relationship. And then just we went on from there. And Namita says, Mehran, I wish you were my therapist. Sometimes I need tough love like you snapping me back to my senses with your ugly stickers. Well, listen, you're most welcome to go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment on Skype, and make an appointment for an hour, and I usually throw in another hour on me for my new clients. That'll be 2 hours to begin with on that session, and we'll explore what's concerning you. And that's, I think, it's very economical and very convenient. At the same time, it can work. The working together on exploration of what's concerning you guys, and I'm always here for that. So, guys, looks like that we have hit all the questions. We don't have any more questions here. It is 1 hour and 34 minutes and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 seconds and going on. So perhaps if there are no other questions, I wish you all a happy new year. I wish this year would be a far better year than the shit year that we had last year. Our world turns back to its normal self. I hope any conspiracies about this thing would not be true, and that this thing will go away and people will remain safe and get their health back if they're not healthy, or remain healthy if they're healthy, and world starts turning at the same speed and rhythm as it used to, and we all be able to prosper and accomplish our goals and bring our dreams to fruition. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I wish all of you health and happiness for you and your families. And I look forward to talk to you again next Saturday, if not a surprise live stream, maybe Wednesday evening. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But otherwise, if not, I look forward to see you guys next Saturday, 1 p.m. Vancouver time. And again, same day, next Saturday, 9 p.m. Vancouver time for this time zone. And the 1 p.m. would be for North America and Europe. So, look forward to talk to you again. Love you all. And in the meantime, be good to yourself, and to the others, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.